Today we're going to look at multiplying and dividing fractions when we have mixed numbers. Now the important thing when we have mixed numbers is that we don't try and do 1 times 4 and 2/3 times a half. We have to do it 1 and 2/3 of 4 and a half, which means the very first thing you have to do is switch them into improper fractions. Now for this first step, I'm happy if some of us skip it, but I'm going to put it in for those of us who are less familiar. So we have to say 1 times the bottom plus the top, and we have that many thirds, times 4 times the bottom plus the top, and we have that many halves. Now we get 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5, so 5/3 times 9 halves. Now at this point we go back to normal. Remember, we are saying top times top, bottom times bottom. 5 9s are 45. 2 times 3 is 6. Now, with all these, you will have to simplify at least once. So 45 divided by 6, we get 7 with 3 left over. Now be really careful that you fully simplify. The final step is we leave the 7. And 3/6 is the same as 1/2. Remember, you're just dividing the top and the bottom by 3. Be really careful to set it out going down the page, and make sure that if you have a whole number, you're writing it at each step and not just putting it back at the end. For this second question, it's going to be the exact same as multiplying, but try not to do too much at once or you'll confuse yourself. So same thing, we do 7 times the 4 plus the 3, which means 28, 29, 30, 31 over 4. Do not try and switch it in this step, or I can almost guarantee that things will go wrong. Times the 3 plus the 1, so 2 3s are 6, plus 1 is 7 on 3. Now we have a look, we're going to keep it, we're going to change it, and we're going to flip it. So 31 on 4 stays the same, change the divide to a times, and we flip the 7 and the 3 upside down. At this point we have a look, if there's anything we can cancel we would, because the 31's quite large, but there's nothing that goes into it. So we're just going to have to do it. Multiply the top, multiply the bottom. You don't have to write that step in, I just usually do it. 3 times 31 is 93. 4 7s are 28. Now at this point you can take a little bit of time to figure out how many times 28 goes into 93. We find that we fit 3 of them and 9 28s left over. Now have a look carefully if anything else goes into it. In this case it won't. Those are the 2 examples, boys. Pick which questions you're going to work through and have a go.